Hello folks, Pastor Rocky Branch. Hope you're doing great today. Question: do you ever get aggravated? Do you ever want to scream? Or do you? Do you get to the point that you are so bottled up, so much is going on, that you absolutely get so irritated that you just can't stand yourself? You know, sometimes in life, things don't go our way. Well, maybe a lot of times they don't go our way. But we have to deal with issues, and when you're in that situation where you can do nothing about it, but you have to deal with it, whether it's the inadequacies of another person, the carelessness of another person, the foolishness of another person, or quite frankly, just the stupidity of another person, and you can't do anything about it. You've just got to deal with it. How challenging is that in your life? Well, it's very challenging. When we as people are trying to accomplish certain things and then outside forces come in and disrupt what we're trying to accomplish, and then we have to be, as the world may see, well, hey, you're spiritual, so you have to react a certain way. I want you to think about a couple things with me. The first thing is that God gives us control by the Spirit of God. So there's no question that whatever we face, we can be in control of that situation if led by the Spirit. Now, that's not always the case, because sometimes when you have it up to here, then sometimes, you kind of blow it. And then a lot of times what happens when we blow it is that the very thing that puts us over the edge is not what got us to the top. Because sometimes we suppress and suppress and suppress when things happen to us, and then when we go over the top, it's something much minor that happened that got us so aggravated that we just exploded. So there's no question that the Spirit of God controls the people of whom He possesses, if we're led by Him. But then there's also the guarantee that we're going to be challenged by our faith. Things are going to come into our lives that are going to challenge us, and we're going to be in a tight spot from time to time. I need to look at some examples, and I need to consider some situations. Now, it's very important to understand that God is an overcomer through Jesus Christ by way of the Holy Spirit, which means you are an overcomer. But I have to see that Jesus dealt with many, many, many different challenges in life. The disciples, the same thing. The early church people, the same way. Our forefathers, the same way. And we have to deal with those things too. So I have to consider myself today and say, how Spirit-filled am I? Well, there's a Holy Spirit, but the Bible speaks of evil spirits. Both occupy and both try to gain victory. The Holy Spirit is a gentleman. He will not force himself upon you, but evil spirits will. They will force you. Now, they cannot, if you're saved, you cannot be possessed by an evil spirit. You can be attacked, and you can be influenced, and you can be challenged by an evil spirit. But you can't be possessed if you're already saved by God's grace. Now, you can put the Holy Spirit in silent mode, and the evil spirits can influence you, and you can obey the wrong thing. But you see, if I am led by the Spirit and I am influenced by the Spirit, then when these things come in, and they're going to come in, by the way, they're going to come in, and you're going to reach the point where you want to blow your stack. They're going to come in, but if you have prepared with Bible study, with prayer, by yourself, in that intimate moment, talking to God about life and what you need to do and follow His Word, then when these things come unaware to you, they just suddenly show up, or somebody does something that's just ridiculous, and you have to deal with it, you are going to be much better off if you have, before anything ever happens, you have bathed yourself in prayer, you have taken your time to read the Word, you have taken your time to communicate with God. You will be much, much, much better off. Not that you won't have to deal with it, because you're going to have to deal with it, but you will be more equipped, stronger, more able to face things that you cannot control if you come to Him that controls everything before you face anyone else. God's got a way for you. He wants to help you, and He will help you. Put Him first, and God will make it happen. God bless you. We love you. Stay cool, and goodbye.